And if the yacht could speak, you'd be like, oh, Jesus, not again. Nice.
Cheers. Happy New Year to everyone.
Mm.
So, welcome to the first podcast of Seanergy Yachting. We're obviously today far from the ocean for once, which is good sometimes. My name is Estelle. I'm the founder of Seanergy Yachting, and I'm here today with Ross, who is the Watersports Manager on the Flying Fox yacht.
Thank you for having me. Yeah.
It's a real pleasure. So, before we jump in, can you tell me in one word what yachting is for you?
One word. Okay. Opportunity. Opportunity. And I say that because of the opportunities yachting gives you. The travel, the finances, close friendships, and new skill sets. So I say that, yeah.
Great. And if I tell you crew members, what would be the first word that comes to your mind?
Close friends. Yeah, for me, I've been fortunate on every yacht I've worked on. I've worked with really good people.
Okay.
Really, really like-minded people as well. So I'd say they've always turned into close friends. And I'd say, yeah, close friends.
I guess that's the most important thing.
It makes the job that much easier being away from home. If you're with good, close friends, yeah, I'd say that.
Amazing. So, to give us a little bit of a background, can you tell us your story, where you come from, and what basically led you to the yachting industry?
Yeah, so I was teaching scuba diving in Thailand for a number of years, for 3 years over there, and a year in Australia. And I moved on from there to do some ski seasons in France. And some of my friends I was working with on the ski season, they were yachties by summer and snow bums by winter. And they were telling me with my scuba diving background, surfing background, they said, you should just get into yachting, give it a try. So once the season ended for the ski season, went home to the UK, did my STCW, ENG1, powerboat level 2, and then I was straight back out to France, dock walking. So that's how I got into the actual industry, and then the rest is history for the next 10 years. So I've loved it ever since.
Nice. And so, before entering the industry, would you have in mind a proper strategy, or you were basically just following the flow?
I was going off recommendations from friends. For what I wanted out of the industry, I was after a program that had scuba diving for one, a good traveling itinerary, and charter would be ideal because I wanted to be in the industry to make money whilst enjoying the job as well. But for your first job, you can't be too picky. So my first job I got was a private yacht. Okay. I was on there for the next 3 years. So it was obviously a good first yacht.
It's good longevity for a first boat.
For the first boat, yeah. Yeah, the great owners, great itinerary, great boat. So yeah, that was my strategy. Okay. Didn't quite go to plan, but it actually paid off anyway.
So. Wonderful. And so with all those years of experience, is there a difference that you observed from the original idea that you had from the yacht industry and the actual job? Like the Instagram vs reality of the yachting industry?
The Instagram versus reality. Okay. So when I got into yachting, I did think it'd be way more scuba diving, way more driving tenders, driving jet skis, partying on beaches in Capri. But the reality is you get there, you graft, and you graft some more. Yes, there is driving tenders. Yes, there is scuba diving and jet skis. But all the other stuff has to fall in place too. So all the detailing, the scrubbing, the washing, maintenance, all the stuff that is the grit and grind behind the scenes that you don't see in the Instagram versus reality. But you need to get that done, to get the other stuff done as well. So that was an eye opener for me. I didn't quite get told all about that, but it's a means to an end. So
obviously,
yeah.
So you've been in industry for the past 10 years now.
10 years, coming up to 11.
Oh la la!
I know. Time flies when you're having fun.
Exactly. And so, from those many years of experience, is there anything that you would do differently?
Work-wise, possibly not, because I think I've gone down a route that I've really enjoyed, and I've got a lot out of it, a lot of training, and a lot of skill sets along the way. But out of yachting-wise, I would tell my younger self, on the first few years of yachting, don't get carried away with the parties, don't get carried away with spending money on holidays on your time off. I would tell him, try invest that money into property, into assets, into things that will set me up down the line,
Okay.
rather than doing it later. I think that'd be my thing. I'd say to my younger self. Yeah.
And for whoever is trying to step in the industry, would you say the same, or is there any other advice that you would like to give?
I would say the same, and I do say similar to some of my new green friends that like start in the industry. Another one I'd say is along the way of working on yachts, just for me, getting away from the detailing, the washing, the scrubbing is a bonus if you can replace that with diving, kiteboarding, surfing, even drone piloting. So if you have all these additional skill sets which are valuable to yachts, you can find yourself now diving with the guests, surfing with the guests, kiteboarding with the guests, as opposed to just being a chamois technician and detailing all day.
So it's all about like developing the full range of like skill set that
Exactly.
you can have in mind.
And that goes for interior girls as well, and guys. If you have different skill sets from masseuse, massage sort of work, spa therapy, yoga, PTs, hairdressing, all these sort of things get you away from the daily grime of yachting, which is all the necessity for yachting. You have to do this stuff to make the yacht work and the operation work. But if you can be the one that goes away and has the fun with the guests as well, that's also a bonus. That's been a bonus for me anyway.
I guess you being like a diver, kite surfer helps to have like a good relationship with the guests.
Exactly, yeah. When they come down to the Watersports Center, me and my team, we're professional. We are formal, but a day or two into the trip, the guests become familiar with you and you can relax a little bit more, and they find that space a nice environment to come down to and socialize rather than just on this.
Yeah. Now the thing is, in like many people mind, yachting is about service, but I guess it's about more like hospitality, you know. Make them feel comfortable, make them feel like at home, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
So like it comes from like the ability of the crew to make them comfortable.
Yeah, I think it's also every yacht crew and every vessel are dynamic. They'll change with how the charter goes, with how the guests react. So some guests you just have to be stringent, strict, and not robot, but you can know what I mean. So some guests you can see, okay, these guys are out for a good laugh on this charter. Let's have some informal fun, and whilst keeping it professional. Yeah. But yeah, you play it by ear. Yeah,
for sure.
Fire's getting a little bit low.
Don't burn yourself.
I need to go back to work soon, so yeah, can't do that. Okay, let's see if that lights up.
Okay, so my next question is, like, you studied obviously 10 years ago. From that time when you started and now, have you ever seen like some difference? Like, do you think the yacht industry evolved? Like, what are the difference?
I think the most obvious difference to a lot of yachties now would be the saturation of yachties. Since a certain TV show has gone through quite a few seasons now, and yeah, there's way more people applying for jobs now, and with that, each yachty now has to have a whole plethora of skills, a whole array of skills to like make themselves stand out from the thousands of people that are now applying.
Yeah, it's insane.
Yeah, so it really
I was working this summer in Cannes, and we would have like at least 5 or like 6 people like dog walking and giving us their CV, you know, every single day before we left the dock. But it's insane. It's like too much.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're not properly prepared, I guess. Like many of them, they see the yachting industry through the angle of obviously some TV show. Yeah. But are they really aware of the reality of the job? I don't think so.
No, I'd agree. I do agree. And actually it falls onto the extra courses you have to do now to make yourself stand out. Deckhand course, service or housekeeping course for the interior. I think that teaches you for the role, the job tasks, the daily day-to-day that you'll be doing, but I don't think they properly teach you for potential toxic environments you work with, because not every boat is going to have people you gel with, or not every boat is going to be, dare I say, safe. Some boats. But I also don't think it teaches you properly that you will be away from friends, family, partners, you know. So that's a side that I think is less prepared the people getting into the industry.
Yeah, they don't realize, I guess, as like greenies, that it's not a job that they step in. It's
Yeah.
actually a proper lifestyle, and not everyone is made for this kind of lifestyle, obviously.
Yeah, precisely.
Mm.
I've had a few friends come in the industry and they did a year, actually some not even a year, and they're just like, it's just not for me. I think you've got to have something about you.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Just
I mean,
stick it out.
so many
Stick it out.
things, when you think about it, so many things are just not natural.
Yeah.
You don't sleep in your bed, you don't see your family, you don't see your friends, like you don't have a real freedom.
Yeah.
And the work-life balance, maybe if you observe like the year, it's all right, but on a daily basis, there is no balance.
No, exactly.
And you need to be extremely resilient to face that.
Yeah.
And some people obviously are not, or they were not aware of that. It all depends on the program, but so many boats don't pay attention to this balance. I mean, you're obviously on a rotation, right? So
so I'm on 2 and 2 rotation. Have been for some time now, but my previous boats were 3 and 1, 5 and 1. I did move down to a 55 meter at one point, just to try the smaller boats, and that was 32 days holiday a year, and that's something I wouldn't really like to do again. No, I have a lot of friends still on that rotation, and it seems to be more categorized down to the smaller yachts. But yeah, the bigger ones, slightly better rotations.
Okay, so what are the main difference in between like the small boats, if we can call it small, like
or I don't want to tread on toes here by saying small boats,
but like bigger boats, because obviously Flying Fox is one of the biggest ones, so like you might observe some difference.
Okay, so from working on both now, from big to small, small, not small, but 55 is still big to some. The main differences for me is the living conditions. If you're away from friends and family for so long, months on end, and sometimes you're working months on end without a proper break, if you're on charter or back-to-back boss trips, if you've got a tiny cabin, you've got a tiny crew mess, no real crew areas, and if you don't have a crew gym to blow off steam, it can get a little bit much. And that's what I found on the 255 meters I worked on. Busy boss trips, busy charters, and I just didn't have a proper place to blow off some steam,
Exactly.
So with the big boats, the 3 big boats I've worked on now, 2 90 meters and a 136, crew gym, crew lounge, crew mess, and areas to go where you can actually be by yourself and unwind, because you're surrounded by people all the time. It's nice to get away.
Exactly.
And keep your sanity.
Some intimacy, some privacy, some some hair, just
Yeah, exactly.
It's really hard, and like the pressure can get like so intense. You need to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So for me, after like being a chef, after my service, I would it's 11 midnight, whatever. I would just jump in the water and go for a swim for an hour. Nice. Otherwise, just explode. Like you can't carry the weight of like such a pressure for such a long time if you don't have like a way to get rid of the pressure.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So yoga on the deck or like swimming, but otherwise, But not a lot of crew, they have this motivation to actually do a proper activity when they're employed.
Yeah.
Like the physical charge of the job is intense. So many of them, they would just watch Netflix, rest and chill. And I think it's not a good thing because it doesn't help them to release the pressure.
Yeah. I know quite a few people like that. I have gone through a phase like that as well.
Yeah.
Like just finish work, Netflix, and just relax and maybe speak to the family. But I found myself in a bit of a rut.
Yeah.
So anyone actually got off the boat when you can, if you have time off, get off the boat. Yes, get off the boat, explore the place that you're actually in. That's one of the best things about yachting. You're going to all these different places. But one of the biggest things as well is just exercise. It has such a big impact on your well-being, your mental state, everything. And if you get into this rut of just not working out, maybe not eating so healthily, but now you're working yourself to the bone, one side of that's not evening out. So,
it's hard to keep this balance. The thing is, I speak as a chef. I don't have time to properly sit down and eat. So I would just like snack all day. I know a lot of stewardess, they face the issue as well. So like when you don't get to rest properly, not eat properly, like gets pretty challenging for the body.
Yeah.
So you need to have very, very good discipline and force you to actually, like
Yeah.
still eat, sit down and eat. That's the most basic things.
Mm.
But we don't have the time. During charters, it's really, really hard.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. I think one thing that's very good about Flying Fox, is everyone's big into their fitness, and people coming and joining the boat who weren't so big into their fitness, because everyone else around them is healthy eating, crew workouts on the helipad, everyone's in the gym after work or before work. It gets you into that healthy lifestyle, and we used our rotations as a way to get beach ready for the holiday about to come in 2 months' time or 3 months' time. So yeah, everyone is in a good state of mind. We had a crew workout leaderboard where it's like some healthy competition between deadlifts, squats, things on the assault bike, stuff like this. So there's a nice healthy competition between everyone.
That's pretty cool. I think this team spirit helps to maintain like a peace of mind somehow.
Yeah.
Because like sometimes there is not a good match in between like your personal value and the crew you work with. So again, using my example, I have a pretty healthy diet, so I like to cook what I eat, and some crew, they are not happy with that, and they will complain that it's too healthy and whatever.
Really?
So yeah, that's one of the things I target, when I do like interviews. I'm asking what are like the values of the crew, trying to understand if they're into workout, if they're into healthy diets.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there is not a good match. And it's the same with the owners. Like you really, really need to a proper like a good match, so everyone is happy. But
yeah, that's tough as a chef, though. I can imagine trying to please everyone.
No,
it's hard.
It's not just like pleasing them, it's also like keeping them healthy. And that's what most chefs don't understand, and they're gonna serve like fried things or like heavy things, like a lot of carbs to the crew because it's easy, and at the end of the day they don't get the nutrients and the vitamins that they need to be efficient and working properly.
Yeah.
So
also, if
big
you're
challenge
at lunchtime, if you're served a bowl of pasta, carbs, the deckies and the stewies, even the end, everyone's going to go back to work tired and heavy.
Exactly.
So yeah, keep it light, keep it healthy.
Honestly.
Yeah, it's different things, I guess.
So to finish up this conversation, I have like 3 little questions for you. The first one is, if yachting had a soundtrack, which one would it be?
Okay, so actually this was asked Christmas dinner just gone with my family. Someone asked what song reminds you of yachting, and there's quite a few songs that come to mind that you could say which have yachting lyrics, but the one that was relevant to me was said to my bosun on my first yacht, and it's Daft Punk, Harder, Better, Faster, Stronger. And when he told this to me, I was like, what? Why? There's nothing yachty about it. He's like, no, think about the meaning. Okay, explain it. So he said harder, it can be a hard job, long hours, heavy workload. And then he said better. Better kind of goes for the standards can always be improved.
Yeah.
It's never good enough on yachting. We're always trying to exceed that expectation. Faster, timing is crucial. It's critical to all the operations, whether it's interior, officers, NGOs, deck. Got to have good timing to make the operation run smoothly. And what was the last one? Harder, better, faster, stronger. Stronger, be resilient, strong-willed, grit your teeth through the bad times, because the good times will follow. but yeah, it's got to be strong-willed, which is like we said earlier. Some of our friends tried yachting for their first year, didn't cut through it. Not that they weren't fully cut for it, but maybe if they stuck through it a bit longer, they would be reaping the benefits.
But I do believe there is also a shift in the mentality where less and less crew members are going to be used as, if I can say the word, slaves. We're going to be more and more focused on their well-being, because efficient team cannot handle like this kind of pressure on such a long run. So we're going to focus more and more on the well-being of the person, which is a necessity. I do believe. Like there is many people out there trying to fight for the rights of the crew members that have been ignored for the past decades, basically. So stronger might come into softer. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, that's a
Mm,
interesting outside. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Nice.
So next question will be, if there is one thing that you would like to change in the yacht industry, what would it be?
I think possibly the one thing that comes to mind would be the shore leave, like the rotational shore leave.
Yeah.
So I've been fortunate where I've either been on different rotationals. I started on 5-1, moved to 3-1, and now I've been on 2-2 for the last 8 years. And I've got some friends who are in the industry same amount of time as me. Some are gone up to officer level, some have stayed at career bosun. And even with those higher positions, they're still on maybe 42 days a year leave. And it kind of comes down to they are on a smaller boat. One's on a 40 meter, one's on 50. So I guess it's harder to have a rotational sort of position for that size. But I would say, yeah, if rotational positions, if that can be made more standard, just because you are away from your friends and family and your partners. So that's for me is the toughest part about yachting.
Yeah, because it's the only force to have a real life.
Yeah.
Otherwise, and like I've been on so many permanent positions where I had to resign because I could not stand anymore because of exhaustion. So like the only time where I was actually happy on the boat was because of a rotation.
Yeah.
And
yeah, because it's very easy to burn yourself out.
Yeah.
If you're doing 11 months on board, you can take your 42 days here and there. It's not quite enough to get your head back in the game.
Obviously.
So yeah, even when I was on the 5-1 and it was busy, back-to-back boss trips, I was
intense.
spent by the end of it. And
exactly.
that 1 month off was
not enough. Not enough.
Yeah,
you sleep for a month and you don't have quality time for yourself or quality time for your loved ones.
Yeah.
Because you're just destroyed. So yeah.
For sure. So I think that'd be the thing I'd pick up.
Okay.
Yeah. But that's all down to the owners and management company, I guess.
Obviously.
Yeah. The side I'm not really involved in. I can't really push too much on them, but
yeah, it's another topic. But so the last question for you would be, if yacht could talk, what would they say?
Oh Jesus, not again. For some of the charters I've worked where it's mayhem, balls to the wall busy, just crazy antics. And if the yacht could speak, you'd be like, oh Jesus, not again. So, probably something like that.
I can relate. Many crew members will say the same.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
But they're still fun, those crazy ones.
Yeah, no, obviously.
Character building. Yes. Yeah.
Nice one. Well, thanks a lot for this conversation.
Yeah,
it was really nice to have you.
No, thank you for having me. It's been fun.
Some others are gonna come. It was the first episode. If you like that, please feel free to subscribe. And yeah, we really hope to see you again very soon.